I murdered my own grandchildren to steal their throne, and for 7 years, it worked. They called me the usurper, the child killer, the wicked queen. And you know what? They were right. But let me tell you something they don't mention in the history books. I didn't start out planning to become a monster. Power has a way of making monsters of us all. I'm Athaliah, daughter of Ahab, king of Israel, and his wife, Jezebel. I was the wife to King Jehoram of Judah, mother to King Ahaziah, and the only woman to rule the kingdom of Judah in her own right. For 7 years, I held the throne that every man in the kingdom wanted to take from me. You see, everyone focuses on the evil I did, the royal massacre, the Baal worship, the tyranny. But no one talks about what it was like to be a woman fighting for survival in a world where showing weakness meant death, and how one missed baby would become my downfall. Most people see me as simply evil, a wicked queen who murdered children for power. The truth is more complex. I was a mother who lost everything, a daughter raised by the most ruthless parents in Israel, and a woman who discovered that power requires you to become everything you once feared and even hated. In this story, I'll take you inside the palace intrigue, the constant fear, and the moment I realized that all my schemes couldn't stop God's plan. Because sometimes the most cautionary tales come from those who gained everything and lost their souls. Let me start with my mother, Jezebel. From my first breath, I was immersed in the worship of Baal. While other children learned nursery songs, I learned the chants to foreign gods. While they played with dolls, I watched sacrificial rituals. My mother made sure I understood our family's true allegiance. "Athaliah," she'd whisper during court sessions, "watch how your father handles dissent. See how he eliminates threats before they grow. But more importantly, see how he honors the gods who give him power." The God of Israel? That was the enemy. His commands were chains designed to limit our potential. His prophets were troublemakers who needed to be silenced. I was 12 when she pulled me aside after a particularly brutal purge of those who opposed Baal worship. "Listen carefully, my daughter. In the Game of Thrones, you either destroy your enemies or they destroy you. There's no middle ground, no mercy, no second chances." I nodded, absorbing every word. "And never forget, men will only respect a woman who terrifies them. Show mercy, and they'll show you the grave." My mother ruled alongside my father for 22 glorious years. 22 years of power, influence, and respect. She was everything I wanted to become. When I married Jehoram of Judah, I didn't see it as leaving home. I saw it as expanding our influence. My new husband was malleable, ambitious, but lacking direction. Perfect for what I had in mind. "My love," I whispered to him on our wedding night, "your kingdom worships a God who limits your potential, but I know gods who can make you truly great." It didn't take long to convince him. Soon we were building pagan shrines all over the hill country of Judah. The people of Jerusalem and Judah could finally worship the gods who would actually answer their prayers. But Jehoram's reign brought unexpected challenges. His brothers, potential threats to the throne, needed to be eliminated. I supported his decision completely. After all, my mother had taught me that family loyalty meant nothing compared to political necessity. When Jehoram killed his own brothers to establish himself as king, I felt proud. Finally, a man who understood what real power required. But then disaster struck. My husband fell ill with an incurable disease. The healers were baffled. The physicians gave up hope.
As his condition worsened, I intensified my worship of Baal. Surely the gods who had blessed my family for decades wouldn't abandon us now. But they did. Jehoram died after ruling for only 8 years. 8 years! My mother had been queen for 22 years, and here I was losing my husband and my position after less than half that time. The crown passed to my son, Ahaziah. At least he understood our family's ways. I'd raised him in the worship of Baal, just as my mother had raised me. He knew where his true loyalty belonged, not to the God of Israel, but to the gods who promised real power. But then came the cruelest blow of all. Ahaziah reigned for only 1 year. 1 year! My mother's reign had lasted 22 years, my husband's 8 years, and my son managed just 12 months before Jehu's purge destroyed everything. I was furious, devastated. Everything our family had built was crumbling. Then came the day that changed everything. I was in my chambers when the messenger burst in. His face was white with terror. "My queen, your son, King Ahaziah?" "Speak plainly," I snapped. "He's dead, my lady. Jehu killed him. The entire royal family of Israel has been slaughtered. Your mother, Queen Jezebel, she's gone too." The world tilted. My son. My mother. Everything I'd built my identity around, gone in a single political purge. I stood there for what felt like hours, but was probably minutes. The messenger waited, probably wondering if I'd collapse in grief like a proper mother should. But Jezebel's voice echoed in my head. "Show weakness, and they'll destroy you." I straightened my shoulders. "Who knows about this?" "My lady? Who else knows the king is dead? How many people have you told?" He stammered. Just the inner council, my queen. They're waiting to discuss the succession." The succession. Ahaziah's children. My grandchildren. And that's when the thought crept in. Dark, because I dwelt in the dark side, and I'd made sure my son Ahaziah dwelt there too. Terrible, never before heard of, but undeniably logical in my view. With my son dead, the throne would pass to his eldest son. I'd become the queen grandmother, a ceremonial role, and so much further removed from power, influence, and authority. I'd spend the rest of my life watching other people make decisions while I faded into irrelevance. My mother had ruled for 22 years. I couldn't even manage to be queen mother for more than 1. Unless... I said, "Tell the council I'll address them shortly," and summon the captain of the guard privately. The messenger bowed and left. I walked to my chambers, looking out over Jerusalem. My city, my people. Everything I could rule if I had the courage to take it. My mother's voice whispered again, "Strike first, strike completely." The captain of the guard arrived within the hour. Benaniah was his name, a man loyal to gold more than blood. "Captain," I said without preamble, "the kingdom faces a crisis. My son is dead, and there are complications regarding the succession." He waited. "The royal children are young, vulnerable. There are those who would use them as puppets, tear the kingdom apart in civil war." Still waiting. "I need you to ensure the stability of Judah. Can I count on your loyalty?" "What do you require, my queen?" I took a breath. Once I said this, there would be no going back. The royal heirs must be eliminated. All of them. Tonight. His eyes widened slightly, but he didn't flinch. "All of them, my lady. Every single one." Including all my grandchildren. Yes. There it was. I'd said it. I'd crossed the line from grandmother to killer in just a few words. My queen, perhaps there's another way. There is no other way, I hissed. Do you think I want this? Do you think any grandmother dreams of ordering her grandchildren's deaths?
He said nothing. But if we don't act tonight, by tomorrow there will be 5 different factions, each backing a different child. The kingdom will tear itself apart. Better one quick, clean elimination than years of civil war. It was a lie. I wasn't thinking about civil war. I was thinking about power, about not fading into irrelevance like so many queen mothers before me. How will you explain this to the people? He asked. Raiders. Assassins sent by Jehu to finish what he started. We'll be the tragic survivors, and I'll reluctantly accept the crown to prevent chaos. Benaiah nodded slowly. It will be done, my queen. That night, I didn't sleep. I paced my chambers, listening for sounds from the royal quarters. Every cry, every scream, every moment of silence felt like eternity. My inner voice kept trying to stop me. These are babies, Athaliah, your own blood. But I crushed it with cold logic. Dead babies can't raise armies, living princes can. By dawn, it was over. 7 royal children, 7 of my grandchildren, all gone. I stood before the royal council that morning, my eyes red with carefully manufactured tears. Terrible news, I announced. Assassins broke into the palace last night. The entire royal line has been murdered. Gasps, horrified whispers. In this dark hour, the kingdom needs strong leadership. I will, reluctantly, accept the crown until order can be restored. No one argued. They were too shocked, too afraid. And who else was there? I was the only surviving member of the royal family. At least, that's what everyone believed. The coronation was simple. I couldn't risk an elaborate ceremony. Too many opportunities for someone to object or ask uncomfortable questions. Just a quiet acknowledgement before the priests and nobles. Long live Queen Athaliah! The words echoed in the throne room. I was queen, the only woman to ever rule Judah in her own right. Finally, I had what my mother had enjoyed for 22 years. Finally, I had real power. But that's when the real nightmare began. See, everyone focuses on the evil of what I did, but no one talks about what came after. The paranoia, the constant fear, the knowledge that your entire reign is built on a foundation of lies and murder. You can't sleep when you know that discovery means death. You can't trust anyone when your darkest secret could destroy you. Every morning, I woke up wondering, did I miss someone? Is there a prince I forgot about? Every loyal subject might be secretly plotting my downfall. Every whisper in the court made my blood run cold. I surrounded myself with spies, food tasters, guards who guarded other guards. I conducted loyalty tests, promoted based on fear rather than competence, eliminated anyone who seemed even slightly suspicious. My advisor Matan tried to counsel patience. My queen, the people grow restless. Perhaps if we showed more mercy. Mercy? Mercy is what weak rulers show right before they're overthrown. Find out who's spreading dissent and eliminate them. But my queen, no buts, no mercy, no second chances. I've learned that lesson too well. The isolation was crushing. When your throne is built on murder, you can't afford friends. Everyone becomes a potential threat. Every advisor might be a spy. Every servant could be an assassin. But the worst part? I knew the prophecies. I'd grown up hearing about God's covenant with David, how he had promised that a descendant of David would always sit on the throne of Judah. I knew the words by heart. Your house and your kingdom will endure forever before me. Your throne will be established forever. And I thought I was smarter than God. I thought complete genocide could defeat divine promises.
I thought if I was thorough enough, brutal enough, I could rewrite destiny itself. For 6 years, it seemed to be working. The kingdom was stable, my rule was unquestioned, the line of David appeared to be extinct. But then came the whispers.
My spy network was extensive, but even the best spies sometimes bring news you don't want to hear. My queen, one of them reported during our weekly briefing, there are strange rumors coming from the temple district. What kind of rumors? People speak of unusual activities. Jehoiada, the high priest, has been very secretive lately. Extra guards, restricted areas, and he hesitated. And what? There are whispers of a child. They say he's of royal blood. My blood turned to ice. Impossible. I killed them all. Every last one. Yes, my queen, but what if one escaped? The question that had haunted my dreams for 6 years had finally been spoken aloud. Find out everything, I ordered. Every detail, every rumor, every witness. I want to know what Jehoiada is hiding. But deep down, I already knew. That feeling I'd carried for years, that nagging sense that something was wrong, suddenly made perfect sense. I'd missed one. The investigation took weeks. My spies infiltrated the temple staff, bribed servants, followed priests, and slowly the truth emerged. Jehoiasheba, my own stepdaughter. On the night of the massacre, she'd hidden one of the babies, her own nephew, and spirited him away to the temple. For almost 7 years, while I'd been ruling Judah, the rightful king had been growing up in secret chambers beneath the house of God. His name was Joash. He was 7 years old, and he was about to destroy my world. The realization hit me like a physical blow. All of it, the murders, the paranoia, the years of fear, it had all been for nothing. I hadn't eliminated the line of David, I'd just delayed its restoration. Worse yet, I began to understand something that shook me to my core. This wasn't just political maneuvering. This wasn't just about one missed baby. This was about God's promises being stronger than human schemes. I'd spent 7 years trying to prove that thorough enough evil could defeat divine will, and I was about to learn how wrong I'd been. Just as I began planning how to eliminate this young heir and severely punish the conspirators, the God of Israel, who I had hated and dismissed all my life, struck. The day of my downfall started like any other. I was in the palace reviewing our top-secret elimination plans with my supporters. Then I heard it, shouting. From the direction of the temple? Not angry shouting, joyful shouting, celebration. What's that noise? I demanded of my guards. Unknown, my queen. Shall we investigate? Before I could answer, a messenger ran into the throne room. His face was flushed with excitement, or terror. My queen, the temple! You must come quickly. What's happening at the temple? They've crowned a king. Everything stopped. The air, my heart, time itself. What did you say? A boy, my queen, 7 years old. They're saying he's the son of Ahazah. They're calling him King Joash. I felt the crown on my head become suddenly impossibly heavy. Impossible. But even as I said it, I knew it wasn't true. After my spies had just told me that one child had survived, and now he was being crowned in the temple while I sat here, defenseless and exposed. Summon the guards, I ordered. All of them. We march on the temple immediately. My queen, my captain said carefully, perhaps we should— Now! I screamed. I raced through the palace corridors, my mind spinning. So a 7-year-old boy will destroy everything I'd built? By the time I reached the temple courtyard, it was too late. The crowd was enormous. Hundreds of people, nobles, priests, commoners, all surrounding a small boy wearing a crown I thought was safely mine. Jehoiada the priest stood beside him, his face radiant with triumph. And in the front of the crowd, I saw her, Jehoiasheba, my own stepdaughter, the woman who'd saved one baby and destroyed my kingdom.
I pushed through the crowd, my guards forming a wedge around me. "Treason!" I screamed. "This is treason!" The crowd turned. For a moment, there was silence. Then Jehoiada spoke. "People of Judah, behold your rightful king, Joash, son of Ahaziah, heir to the throne of David." The crowd erupted. "Long live the king! Long live King Joash!" I stood there, watching my world collapse. 7 years of absolute power crumbling in minutes. But it wasn't the loss of the throne that broke me. It wasn't even the knowledge that I was about to die. It was the understanding of how completely I'd been outmaneuvered by God. While I'd been busy killing visible threats, God had been hiding the future king right under my nose. While I'd been congratulating myself on my thoroughness, divine providence had been working through one faithful woman to preserve the very bloodline I'd tried to eliminate. My mother had taught me to be ruthless, calculating, thorough, but she'd never taught me what to do when you're fighting against the promises of God. The guards moved toward me. Not my guards. They'd already switched sides. Temple guards, loyal to the rightful king. "Take her away," Jehoiada commanded, "but not in the temple. Let her blood not defile this holy place." They dragged me toward the palace gates, the same gates I'd walked through as queen just hours before. In my final moments, I had one last revelation. The crown I'd killed for had become my grave marker. The power I'd murdered to obtain had become the instrument of my destruction. 7 years of blood, 7 years of fear, 7 years of absolute power, all undone by one hidden baby and a faithful priest. I'd learned too late that God's plan doesn't need an army. It just needs one person willing to obey. The swords came down outside the palace walls. I died as I had ruled, violently, alone, and hated. But my real death had happened 7 years earlier, when I chose power over family, fear over faith, and murder over mercy. Here's what I want you to understand from my story. Power gained through evil means requires constant evil to maintain. Every compromise demands a bigger compromise. Every murder requires more murders. God's covenant promises survive even the most thorough human opposition. I tried to eliminate the line of David completely, and one hidden baby was enough to restore it. Paranoia and fear are the inevitable companions of illegitimate authority. You can't sleep peacefully on a throne built on corpses. Divine justice may be delayed, but it's never denied. For 7 years, it looked like evil had won. But God's timing isn't our timing, and his justice is more patient and more thorough than we imagine. And sometimes, one faithful person, like Jehoshaphat, can preserve God's plan despite overwhelming evil. She couldn't stop the massacre, but she could save one child. And one child was enough. If you're struggling with toxic leadership, wondering if evil people ever face consequences, or feeling like God's promises are being thwarted by human schemes, remember this: temporary power built on permanent compromise always ends in destruction. God's plans are bigger than human schemes, and his justice, though sometimes delayed, is always inevitable. The next time you're tempted to compromise your values for power, or wondering if God's justice will ever catch up to those who seem to get away with evil, remember the woman who gained everything and lost her soul. Remember Athaliah, the queen who thought she could murder her way out of God's will. And remember that in the end, all earthly power is temporary, but divine promises are eternal.
This is Bible Behind the Scenes, where we uncover the stories they might not have taught you in Sunday school. If hearing Athaliah's story through her own eyes opened your heart to God's sovereignty and justice, hit that subscribe button. Comment below, what surprised you most? That one faithful woman could preserve God's plan despite a royal massacre? Or that 7 years of absolute power could crumble in a single morning? Next, we'll bring you an untold version of another Bible story that will challenge everything you thought you knew about betrayal, redemption, and the complexity of human nature. Until then, remember, God's promises are stronger than human schemes, and His justice, though sometimes delayed, is always inevitable.